Ever wondered how your inner voice affects your life? Join your hosts, John and Lisa, as they explore Ethan Kross's TED Talk on harnessing self-talk for personal growth. Ready to transform your mindset? Subscribe to the Personal Evolution Podcast and turn on notifications. Let's dive in. Hey there, and a massive welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Hello, everyone. Great to be here.
We are seriously fired up today. We just watched something that, well, it really got us thinking.
Oh, absolutely. Still buzzing from it, actually. We saw Ethan Kross's TED Talk.
Mm-hmm.
What was the title again? Do you talk to yourself?
Yeah, here's how to harness your inner voice. And wow, it was just, one of those talks that sticks with you. It really makes you think.
Totally. It hit on something so fundamental, didn't it?
Yeah.
That voice inside your head.
Exactly. The one that's always going. Sometimes it's useful, like remembering your keys, though mine fails me there sometimes.
Mine too. But then there's the other side, right? The mental clutter he talked about.
Yes. Chatter. That's the word he used.
That's it. Kross laid it out so clearly how the inner voice is this amazing tool, almost like a superpower for planning, memory.
Uh-huh.
But it also has this shadow side, the chatter.
And that part just landed so hard for me, getting stuck in those negative thought loops. Or the self-criticism.
Yeah, or just that restless feeling where you can't focus. He described it perfectly.
He really did. But what I loved was his angle. It's not about silencing the chatter completely.
Right. It's about learning to manage it,
Yeah.
to sort of steer it.
Which feels way more doable, actually. More empowering.
Definitely. So that's our plan for this deep dive, right?
Exactly. We want to unpack the big ideas from Kross's talk, dig into those practical strategies he shared.
The goal is really to equip you, our listener, with a better handle on your own inner voice. Give you some tools to work with it instead of feeling swamped by it.
Couldn't have said it better. Ready to jump in?
Let's do it. Where should we start? Maybe with that first tool he mentioned.
Yeah, the distant self-talk one. That was fascinating.
It really was. The idea of using your own name, or you, when you're talking to yourself in a tough spot.
It sounds a little weird at first, doesn't it? Talking to yourself like you're someone else.
It does. But the why behind it makes so much sense. He mentioned Solomon's paradox.
Oh, right. I remember that. It's basically that we're much better at giving good advice to our friends than we are to ourselves when we're stressed.
Exactly. Like, you always know what your friends should do, but when it's you, it's harder to see clearly.
Yeah, totally. So using your name, it sort of creates that little bit of space, like you're stepping back for a second.
Precisely. It helps you access that wisdom you normally give out to others.
Yeah.
Kross used that incredible example of Malala Yousafzai.
Oh, yes. That was powerful. When she was thinking about the danger from the Taliban, instead of thinking, what should I do? She asked herself, what would you do, Malala? And then answered as Malala.
Such a small linguistic trick, isn't it? But the effects.
It's huge. It's like she was coaching herself through it, giving herself advice like she would a friend.
In that incredibly high-stress situation.
Yeah.
It just shows how powerful that little shift in perspective can be for managing intense internal chatter.
It really makes you think about the words we use, even just inside our own heads, how much they shape things.
Definitely. Okay, so that's distanced self-talk. Tool number 1.
Got it. What was the second big strategy he talked about?
The second one involves other people, talking to others. But, and this is key, it's about the kind of conversation you have.
Ah, yeah, the distinction he made between just venting and talking to what he called chatter advisors, that really stood out.
It's an important difference.
Yeah.
Because venting, letting it all out, it feels good in the moment.
Sure. Makes you feel connected, validated, someone gets it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Strengthens bonds, provides that emotional support we all need sometimes. But Kross argues it doesn't always help you actually process the chatter or solve the problem.
Right. You feel heard, maybe temporarily better, but the underlying thoughts might still be spinning. The hamster wheel keeps going.
You get the emotional release, the connection, but maybe not the shift in perspective you need to move forward.
So it makes you think, who do you actually turn to when your brain's going a mile a minute?
See, that's where the chatter advisors come in. Kross really emphasizes finding people who do more than just listen.
Okay, so what makes someone a good chatter advisor?
They need to do both things, essentially. They validate your feelings, they show empathy. Yeah, that sounds really tough.
Okay, that's crucial.
But then they also help you broaden your view, help you see the bigger picture, maybe question some assumptions.
Ah, so they don't just leave you wallowing in it, they kind of gently nudge you towards perspective.
Precisely. They help you move from just feeling the emotion to to actually thinking about the situation differently, reframing it.
Makes sense. Choosing those people wisely seems really important then.
Absolutely crucial, according to Kross. It's about finding that balance, someone who supports you emotionally, but also helps you think more clearly and constructively.
Okay, that's a really practical insight. So we've got distance, self-talk, and thoughtful conversations with the right people. What was the third tool?
The third one is maybe a bit more unexpected. For me, it was super interesting. It's about seeking out experiences of awe.
Awe. You mean like standing on a mountaintop feeling tiny? That kind of awe.
Exactly that. Or, looking out at a vast night sky full of stars, seeing incredible nature.
Okay. How does that help with chatter?
Well, Kross mentioned this amazing study. It involved military vets and first responders, many dealing with trauma, like PTSD.
Right, I remember this bit. They went on rafting trips.
Yeah, whitewater rafting on the Green River. And the results were significant lower PTSD symptoms, less stress afterwards.
Okay, but was it just being outdoors, or?
Here's the fascinating part. The biggest predictor of those positive changes wasn't just the activity itself. It was how much awe the participants reported feeling during the trip.
Wow, really, just the feeling of awe.
Yeah, that sense of being in the presence of something vast, something much bigger than yourself. Kross calls it a shrinking of the self.
A shrinking of the self. I like that phrase.
It's powerful, isn't it? When we feel small compared to something immense, our own problems, our worries, that internal chatter, it just seems to quiet down. It feels less significant.
Your perspective shifts outwards instead of being stuck inside your own head.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He mentioned things like thinking about space, but it could be anything that gives you that feeling. Nature, art, music.
So it's like hitting a mental reset button by connecting with something bigger. That's quite profound, actually.
It really is. And it's a different kind of tool, isn't it? Shifting focus outward rather than trying to wrestle with the thoughts directly.
Makes you think about how we might find more of those moments in everyday life.
Definitely. And thinking about these tools, it really contrasts with how we used to try and manage emotions, historically speaking. Kross touched on that too, briefly.
Oh yeah, that was quite jarring. He mentioned things like trepanation, drilling holes in skulls.
Right, ancient stuff. And then, much more recently, the frontal lobotomy in the 20th century.
Which is just chilling to think about now.
Yeah.
That these were considered ways to deal with emotional distress.
It really highlights how far we've come, doesn't it? From those incredibly crude, damaging methods to these nuanced, science-backed psychological tools Kross is talking about.
Huge progress in understanding the mind.
Absolutely. And that led into his final point, his call to action, which I thought was really important.
Yeah, about how much effort we put into communicating with other people.
Right. We learn to write, to speak, we take courses, we practice.
But we don't often invest that same energy into our internal communication, how we talk to ourselves.
Exactly. He's arguing we need to dedicate similar resources, time, attention, learning these skills to managing that inner dialogue effectively.
It's like learning a new crucial skill set for our own well-being.
Precisely. Treating internal communication with the same seriousness as external communication.
So as we wrap this up, maybe the thought for you, the listener, reflecting on these 3 tools Kross gave us.
Distant self-talk, using your name or you.
Engaging with those carefully chosen chatter advisors for perspective.
And intentionally seeking out experiences of awe.
Which one of those right now feels like it might resonate most with you or seems most applicable?
Yeah, maybe think about how you could consciously try just one of them this week. See how it feels in your own internal conversations.
It's really about building that healthier relationship with your own inner voice, isn't it?
It absolutely is. Just becoming more aware of it is the first step. Understanding how it works for you.
Yeah.
That's key to harnessing its power and navigating the chatter.
Well, this has been fascinating. Seriously insightful stuff from Ethan Kross.
Agreed. A lot to chew on. Thanks for diving in with us.
Yeah, thank you. And we're already excited for the next deep dive. Hope you'll join us then.
Definitely. Until next time, take care, everyone, and keep exploring.
And from both of us, thanks so much for listening. Catch you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. We'd love to hear your thoughts on today's episode. What resonated with you? Leave us a comment below if you enjoyed this discussion. Please give us a like and subscribe for more insights on personal growth. Until next time, keep evolving.